Without further ado, let's get started. Congratulations to all of you for your admission to UBC. Whether you have accepted your offer or not, it is so incredible that you have taken time to come join us and learn more about the FNH program. I speak from my own experience. This is a wonderful program, a wonderful faculty. But before we get started, I would like to start today's session with a land acknowledgement, which is something we like to take time to do with any event, presentation, or experience we host on the Vancouver campus. So UBC Vancouver is situated on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam and Tsleil-Waututh peoples. And because of that, we like to acknowledge that some of you joining us today may be from lands that are far away, not here in Vancouver. Maybe some of you know the lands that you live on or are a little unfamiliar with them at the moment, but we want to acknowledge the fact that the Musqueam and Tsleil-Waututh peoples have been caretakers and owners of these lands since time immemorial. And it's really important that we acknowledge their efforts and their continued initiatives to take care of this land and truly give us the chance to live and learn and play on this land here in Vancouver. Awesome. So today we're just going to take some time to dive into the different majors that we offer in this faculty, specifically the FNH program. Again, we're going to take a lot of time to reflect on student experiences, resources and supports offered within our faculty, as well as career paths and outcomes. For those of you that are kind of sitting here going, I wonder what food, nutrition, and health is, here's a quick little breakdown. So food, nutrition, and health really spans topics that relate to production and processing of food, as well as to its marketing, the consumption, and the impact that these food systems have on our community and individual health. So there's a lot of real world application of these sciences, whether that relates to the healthcare field, food industry, food policy, global health, public and population health. A lot of different realms are kind of taken care of when it comes to food, nutrition, and health, because you develop this very holistic approach to what health and nutrition really means in the context of our communities and the greater world. Food, nutrition, and health is also a very integrative program. So it integrates a lot of technical understanding of the human body and nutrition with broader concepts such as global food markets and the chemical compositions of food. So it really does kind of check off all those boxes when it comes to the variety of topics that you could cover in this program. So, let's do a quick little breakdown of where you're starting, the different programs and streams that we have. Within food, nutrition, and health, there are 5 majors. Not all of them are listed here on this slide in specific, but coming into the Faculty of Land and Food Systems, you're starting in the Food, Nutrition, and Health program. And within that specific program, we have 5 different majors. So we've got food science, nutritional sciences, the food and nutritional sciences double major. We have general food, nutrition, and health, and then we have dietetics. So these are kind of summed up in the center of this little flow chart that we have here. Food and nutritional sciences, or specifically food sciences here, is considered a competitive major, and we'll dive more into what that means a little bit later. And then we've got nutritional sciences and general food, nutrition, and health that are non-competitive. We have the double major, which is competitive, and then we have dietetics, which is also a competitive program. And across the top of the screen here, you can see just brief descriptions of where these degrees could possibly lead. As it says, we've got graduate school options, so that could be a master's program, a PhD program. If you're interested in pursuing fields such as medicine or law or public policy, you've got opportunities there as well. And I think that's one of the greatest things about our faculty and our programs is that they really do develop a foundational understanding of a variety of skills and allow you to use them in a variety of fields. You've got that opportunity to apply what you've learned and what you know into many different career fields, making this a very versatile degree. So within food science, there are a lot of opportunities there to work in food analysis, quality assurance, product development, something a little more specific, maybe flavor science, developing certain flavors of foods. With dietetics, it's a little more clear as to what that path could look like, given it is a pretty structured program. You've got opportunities in clinical dietetics, you can work in public health nutrition, private practice, you can work in industry, education, or research. Whatever you decide to pursue within LFS, you are not limited to the certain careers that are listed here on these screens. There are plenty of opportunities for you to take that wherever you choose. With the double major, there are opportunities in food product development, nutrition education, food technology, something more specific like microbiology, or even food safety. So we're just going to take a bit of a closer look at the 5 majors that we offer now. Dietetics is a professional program in our faculty, and it's designed to meet the accreditation standards for the dietetics profession in Canada. And it's actually the only dietetics program offered here in British Columbia, making it one of the most competitive ones within our faculty. So the dietetics program is designed to teach you how to support individuals in food and nutritional choices and lifestyles as well. The idea is to drive public health, nutrition care, and population management, all while promoting population health and implementing those public policies that will help individuals make those choices and live more healthy. There are also many opportunities to work in private, clinical, or industry environments. And there are also many that have decided to open up their own practice. So it's really what you make of it. Next, we've got food science. So food science is also a competitive program. And when I say competitive, that means you have to apply for it. So there's a supplemental application that goes into your general major declaration. So at the end of your first year, you're going to sit down and you'll learn about this all later, hopefully through Roots, which is our online orientation for first year students. But at the end of your first year, you'll sit down, and when you go to declare your major, if you choose food science, if you choose dietetics, or if you choose the food and nutritional sciences double major, you'll require a supplemental application, which typically includes a letter of intent just describing why you're interested in that major and why you would like to pursue it to be considered. So food science, as I said, is competitive, and it focuses more on the chemical and biological aspects of food processing, preservation, and production, as well as the application of those engineering and mechanical processes that turn a soybean into fake chicken, as an example. So it really explores food production, processing, and preservation, and what all of those processes look like prior to the food getting to the grocery store. So food science kind of takes care of everything that happens between it being harvested from the farm or wherever it comes from. Maybe it doesn't come from a farm, maybe it's being synthesized in a lab. And it takes care of every single step along the way up until the food reaches the grocery store. Food science also is inclusive of kind of exploring food safety and quality assurance. And this major in general really just allows you to develop those practical skills through hands-on laboratory experiences. So that's probably one of the most significant differences between food science and nutritional sciences, is that food science is very laboratory based. So there's a lot of opportunity to work in lab and gain that experience early on in your degree. Awesome. So the next step, we've got nutritional sciences. This is one of our non-competitive majors, and it offers a really comprehensive understanding of nutrition and how it relates to human health and metabolism. So just as food science kind of takes care of everything from the lab to the farm to the grocery store, nutritional sciences kind of looks at everything after that, how we as humans interact nutritionally with respect to how we eat the food, what we're choosing to consume, and things like that from the grocery store to our table. So nutritional sciences is kind of like the second half of that journey. It really does provide students with foundational knowledge and understanding needed to work in population and public health. So you'd spend a lot of time exploring key nutrition concepts as they relate to human health, human metabolism, disease, and public health. It also explores nutrition utilization and looking at how certain nutrients, vitamins, macronutrients, and micronutrients are used in your body and what different functions and purposes they serve with respect to being healthy, but also potentially having a disease or like a dietary disorder of sorts. Further from that, we've got applied nutrition and how that relates to disease prevention, which interestingly enough can relate to anything from a virus such as COVID to a common cold. And then of course, there's always space for research. So again, a lot of these applied learning opportunities are integrated directly into the programs and the majors that we offer, so that yes, you can search far and beyond our classes and our majors to get those experiences, but for the most part, they're integrated right in there, so you don't have to work too hard to get there. All right, so next up, we've got food and nutritional sciences. So this is our third competitive major, and this is actually a double major. So you're really just taking the food science major and nutritional science major and combining them. So the idea here is to really just give you a thorough understanding of everything that happens from processing to production to preservation to how those specific processes interact with the food we eat and how that affects our overall health. Gilly will be able to speak to this a little bit better than I will because he actually graduated from this major. So we'll hear from him a little bit later. But again, this one is definitely rooted in many more laboratory experiences and industry opportunities. So focusing on those core values in sciences, nutrition, and health, you look at food chemistry, food analytics, quality assessment, also looking at nutritional composition of food, nutrient metabolism, and assessment. And then taking that one step further, you're looking at human development, disease prevention, and public health. So it really does just capture that whole picture of what is food, how do we make it, how do we eat it, and what does that mean for us? Last but not least, we've got our food, nutrition, and health in general major. So of all of the majors that we offer, this one is most similar to nutritional sciences, but you have a fair bit of flexibility in your upper years of the degree program, making it quite desirable in that sense because you can kind of tailor it to whatever your interests are and wherever you want to take it. So as I said, it's non-competitive, so you don't have to provide a supplemental application for this one. It's very flexible and it's a practical major, giving you the foundation in science and nutrition you need to kind of set it up for whatever you're interested in post-graduation, and gives you a chance to explore more the complexities of local and global food systems and their effects on human health, and to integrate that foundational understanding of nutritional science with nutrition application. Well, now we're just going to take a moment to acknowledge one of our many profs in this faculty. This is Dr. Gail Hammond. She teaches many of our lower level courses in second year. So she'll probably be one of the first professors you have if you end up taking FNH 250. And I believe she also teaches a few of our upper year nutrition courses as well. So as it says here, she's a registered dietitian with 10 years of work as a nutrition educator in our community. A lot of her work and research surrounds those concepts related to eating well and living well, and understanding what it takes to really achieve your full potential and making sure that you're prioritizing those things. She's done a wonderful job of really fostering and engaging an inclusive environment in all of her classes, giving students a chance to really apply the knowledge that they're learning in what she likes to call community-based learning experiences. And these can be related to a club called NutriKids, where you get a chance to go out in the community, develop nutrition workshops, and teach them directly to students in the greater Vancouver area. So Gail's doing a lot of wonderful work and is an incredible instructor as well. Next up, I'm going to pass it off to Gilly to speak a little bit more on what drew him to our programs here in LFS and what his experience has been like in the food and nutritional science double major. I'll pass it off to you, Gilly.
Awesome. Thank you, Maddie. Yeah, so again, my name is Gilly, and I'm just finishing up my final year in undergrad and food and nutritional sciences degree with a minor in commerce on the side. And like some of you I saw earlier are international students. I was born in Brazil, but I've been fortunate to move around to several cities, and I was always surrounded by a multicultural environment. And that was actually a key decision-making factor to come in UBC, considering the cultural diversity that this university encompasses. I felt like it was a good match to my personality. Aside from that, cannot forget to mention the prestigious education that UBC and LFS provides. I would love to talk more about food and nutritional sciences later, actually, because I do want to talk about some of my involvement opportunities, which was also key in deciding coming to LFS. There are so many involvement opportunities that our faculty offers, through which you get to really build on your network. And in particular, I wanted to talk about the LFS mentorship program that really had a strong impact on me, where you basically get partnered with a professional, which will serve as your mentor and had experiences that align with your interests and career aspirations. Together, you have several meetings throughout the year where you really get to focus on improving a particular area in your academics or career development. And you just really get to strengthen certain skills and build your network. And it's an overall really, really good experience. So if you guys do decide to accept your admission as an offer, definitely check out LFS mentorship. And other than that, there's certainly many other involvement opportunities, but for the interest of time, I'll leave those for the Q&A portion. If you guys would like to ask, feel free, and I'll be glad to answer any other insights, experiences that I've had with the faculty. I love doing this, so don't be shy to ask later on. Thank you. I'll pass it back on to Maddie.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gilly. So as Gilly just mentioned, we have lots of involvement opportunities here in our faculty. As mentioned a few times throughout this presentation, there are many opportunities for research. So whether that relates directly to initiatives in our own faculty or others as well, you are not limited to anything. If you're interested in a research opportunity that falls in a different faculty or with a different department, you are certainly by all means allowed to go and pursue that. And we encourage you to, right? Developing those holistic perspectives on different areas of expertise and knowledge are critical to your own experience here in LFS and your understanding of what you're studying. So there are plenty of opportunities there. And of course, if you're looking for something maybe a little bit more laid back, we do have plenty of volunteer opportunities as well. So whether that's volunteering with Agora Cafe, there are also ways to get involved in certain clubs. And these are just a few examples of the many, many, many different initiatives on campus that we have. There really is a space for everybody and plenty of opportunity to go and pursue all of these different things. During the first couple weeks of school, there are so many different club fairs. I want to say UBC has well over 250 clubs. So I think it'd be pretty tough to not find something you're interested in. And even if you're like, hey, I'm not sure if anything here right now is for me, there's always the opportunity to go and start something new as well. Something else that is also incredible about LFS is that we do have a co-op program. So if you're looking to go and gain some practical work experience while also being a student at UBC, there is the opportunity to go on a co-op work placement. If you're looking for something a little bit different, but is still great experience while being a student, we've got the Work Learn program, which is what I am a part of. Through Work Learn, you can work in a variety of different positions on campus, but it gives you a chance to develop those practical skills in many different environments, whether it's an office or a lab, doing research, anything like that. And the great thing about both co-op and Work Learn is that it is paid experience. Then we've also got exchange opportunities. So if you've grown up in one place your whole life and you want to go and explore the world, or you're just interested in studying at a different university that's affiliated with UBC, there are opportunities to do so. You can go study abroad in many different countries. So exchange is a really great opportunity to do that. And then of course, there are many extracurricular opportunities as well. So whether this looks like being a part of a different club or part of a different recreation team or things like that, there is something for everybody. And then last but not least, we do have practicum placement opportunities. And I believe these are a little bit more specific to the dietetics program. Bree, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, we have a couple courses that are practicum based, like our LFS 496 practicum course, which if your interests intersect nutrition and food and farming practices, there are community partners that this course will pair you up with so there are other practicum course opportunities aside from just dietetics.
That's great. Thank you so much for jumping in there. So next up, we have Jenny, and I will let her speak a little bit more to what that transition looks like and what her experience has been so far as a first-year student.
Thank you, Maddie. Hello, everyone. I'm Jenny, and first of all, I just want to congratulate you all for your acceptance to UBC. That's super exciting. I remember getting my acceptance letter, and I was like, oh my God, like, what the heck? I got in. And I can't believe like my first year is already over. And since I finished my first year yesterday, which is insane, I thought it would be an amazing opportunity for me to share my raw first year experience with you, and like my thoughts with you guys. Choosing UBC and especially being a part of LFS, I always actually felt like I was in a safe environment where I'm just able to explore and try new things, which led me to, run for first year representative this year in LFS Undergraduate Society. And so I planned events for first year students alongside first year committee. And just like first year committee or first year representative, there are numerous ways within the faculty where you can get involved. Like I mentioned, first year committee, there are also sustainability subcommittees if you're interested, and there are like many more. And throughout the whole year, there are also many events hosted by the faculty and the undergraduate society, which are also like really fun. We hosted a carnival like last month, was it this month? Earlier this month. And yeah, it's a really cool way to make friends, especially in first year. I made a lot of friends within the faculty events. And just mentioning, the faculty and friends, another thing that I really liked and like really I really like LFS for its tight-knit community. I think you guys have heard about this already, that we're also known as like the friendly faculty. And since LFS is a smaller faculty, a lot of people like tend to kind of know each other, and I do feel that there is a stronger bond between the faculty members and students. And I felt that I've always had the support whenever I needed it. For example, we have our career strategist, Rob. If you have any concerns or questions related to, career or just what to do with life. And we also have our academic advisors like Bree. She's in the meeting with us. If you have any questions related to academics, I've talked to her a few times. And yeah, overall, I had a super fun, it was so fun and memorable first year. I really wish I could go back to September if I could. I really enjoy first year so much, and start everything over if I could. But yeah, moved out yesterday I lived in Totem Park. If you guys plan to live on campus, living on campus was an experience. It was, yeah. Yeah, but yesterday I moved out, so I was like really sad. I was really emotional. I was tearing up every 3 seconds. And yeah, that's everything for me. I really hope to see you guys on campus in person next year. If you guys have any questions, please let me know during our Q&A session. Thanks, Matt. I'll just pass it back to Maddie.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jenny, for sharing. I really appreciate how open you were about that. There are so many wonderful times in your first year, but it can also be very challenging, right? It's a very big transition period in your life, but an incredible one nonetheless. Thanks so much, Jenny. Awesome. So here's just a quick little mind map to kind of help you understand what some of these resources I've been talking about are. We've got international student advising and development opportunities. Of course, we have LFS student services as well, which focuses more so on our academic advisors who are here to help you navigate any concerns or questions you have related to your academic journey here at UBC. We've also got the Center for Accessibility. So for any students that need assistance with writing exams or certain accommodations with their learning, that is where you would go. We've also got the LFS Counselor, UBC Counseling Services, and the UBC Student Assistance Program, which is designed to help students navigate any personal challenges or mental health challenges throughout their undergraduate experience. It's not limited to that at all, but if you are in need of support, these people are here to help you. We've also got the LFS, or sorry, I think, yes, this is LFS, Learning Commons. That's another resource that we have in LFS that gives you a chance to connect with people who are very proficient in technology, different types of media as well. So if you're looking to either rent equipment or talk to somebody who might have a better idea of how certain things work in the media or technology world, that is where you can go. We've also got the UBC Wellness Centers. So they're there to look after you with respect to your mental well-being, your physical well-being, your nutritional well-being as well. And then last but not least, we've got PASS, which is peer assisted study sessions. And PASS is not the only thing on campus like this, but essentially it's designed to help you work with other students and effectively study and develop those study skills. And it essentially acts like tutoring. So you have the opportunity to learn from other students who have already gone through those courses in the program that you're in, and just help you do better in your classes overall. Now I think I'm going to pass it off to Kimia, and she's going to just spend a little bit of time talking about what she has pursued post undergraduate, and maybe refer specifically to how some of those skills she developed in her undergrad have helped her pursue her professional consultant career. Kimia, I'll pass it off to you.
Thank you. So I graduated from the Faculty of Land and Food Systems in 2020. I was in the General Food Nutrition and Health stream. I chose the program in particular and decided to continue with it because it provided me with the skills I ultimately wanted to form and then build off of. It was incredibly beneficial because I got to select courses that I was interested in and had a firm understanding of the fundamental sciences. So like many of you or my fellow panelists, I took chemistry and physics and was able to then relay on to graduate school where I completed a Master's of Science in Food Science and Chemistry. So the program was beneficial in that it provided me with the skills required to go on to graduate school and specialize and enter the workforce. Right after graduation, and my master's, I began working at the World Food Program. It's a UN agency that focuses on food insecurity and nutrition. So it nicely married my interests in food security as well as food science, which I subsequently studied in graduate school. That's not to say that you're limited to just those professions. I've done a little bit in business and do marketing and have consulted as a result. I'm actually tuning in from a law firm. You wouldn't think that you'd go from food science and nutrition to a law firm, but it provided me and other, fellow alums with the skills required to address real world problems, complex problems that you might not necessarily get to address at an undergraduate level. By addressing big world issues like hunger, you kind of learn to digest and evaluate things on a systematic level. And so as a result, you're able to take those skills that you learn during the 4 or 5, maybe 6 years of undergrad and apply them in a formal setting. So that was quite interesting. And I think other people have also mentioned the faculty is quite small. And so as a result, you build connections, you make a ton of friends and you build rapport with staff, instructors, faculty, et cetera, and are able to pursue your interests. Commencing undergrad, I wasn't a big fan of research, but as I kind of advanced in my career, I realized that I was. And even though I was doing my graduate program at a university out east, I was able to connect with Dean Yatta, and he actually facilitated my thesis out of UBC. So even though I wasn't a UBC student, I ended up coming back and wrapping up my research at the university. And I think that speaks volumes to the community that you kind of build. I haven't, I'm no longer a student, I'm no longer attending classes, but I'm deeply involved with the faculty, and it's because that support exists. So be it for references or for graduate school, whatever, like you always end up coming back. Friends and I pay the faculty a visit. I mean, academic advisors are wonderful, and we go in to say hello because they're part of that journey with you as you kind of grow and evolve as an individual. So academics aside, you will you will experience quite a bit and you'll change as a result. And it's really nice to be part of a small faculty that kind of offers all of that: academic support, personal growth and development, and the flexibility to pursue all that you're interested in. I don't for a second regret my decision, and I'm eternally grateful that I selected UBC and the Faculty of Land and Food Systems and went through the process the way that I did. A takeaway message, just because I don't want to take up too much time, is that I highly recommend keeping an open mind. It's really nerve-wracking to think about all the steps that you got ahead of you, but if you kind of look at your first 2 steps and take them, and then be open and willing to change and kind of accepting whatever comes your way, you never really know where your path takes you. If you had asked me 5 or 6 years ago where I think, I'd be, I most certainly wouldn't have imagined this. So yeah, take it day by day. And I hope you join the faculty. I clearly am a raving fan, and and you really do join a big family. Not only are we friendly, but we're all kind of available for one another long after university. So back to you, Maddie.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kimia, for sharing. It's always wonderful to hear your reflections and just what LFS means to you and what it can mean for other people too. So I really appreciate you taking the time to share your experience and how your journey's kind of changed over the past few years. That's amazing.